Good morning, cyber friends. This is Media Man coming at you again from Walker's Music. Yet another word for the day. We give God all the praise and glory. We thank Him for life, health, and strength for as well as it is. We also thank God for each and every one of you. Cyber friends, you know who you are. And this morning, people, I'm taking a break, and I had a lot of been working overtime and a half on the PC, laptops, as well as desktop, doing different things, music-wise, otherwise. And we just needed a little break, and I decided I didn't really do a video on last evening, and so I decided that I would come and just do this little short video. I'm not going to do a long video, I don't think so. But it's about confidence. Confidence and church folk. And I just wanted to briefly, I was just sitting here and I was trying to get me, had me a cup of coffee. Matter of fact, I haven't even turned on my trusty old Casio keyboard over there. Matter of fact, I'm going to do that in a while. Hopefully, after I get through with a lot of more work, I'm going to try to do a few songs that I'm going to try to go over. I got some twists I want to put on them if I can. But at any rate, I just said confidence and church folk. Confidence, people, is a sort of you could put it like it's sort of synonymous with trust as well. Having confidence, and matter of fact, I was asked this, and I went back to my military days. We had a course in basic training called the Confidence Course, where you learn to trust your buddy and individuals in your unit. Not only that, it was sort of like in other words, just like me sitting down in this chair I'm sitting in now, I have confidence in the belief that this chair will hold me each time I sit down in it. And I believe it's going to remain the same. That's the confidence, people. I'm going to put it in just in that rare form. But in relation to church folk, and hear me now, I didn't say Christian. I said church folk. First of all, people, I've never been one to brown nose. Now, some of you may not know what that means in that term, but I'm quite sure a lot of you do. But just in case you don't, a brown noser is butt licking. Man, I've never been part of that crowd. If I had something to say, I was going to say it. And especially, and if I'm right, you're not going to move me if I'm right. I'm not going to argue with you, but I'm just going to leave the subject matter alone. But I have stated what I feel, and I'm through with it. That has always been me. When it comes to this keyboard back here, if I know that I'm right about something, and I'm trying to teach a choir member, and they're going to consistently tell me this and this and this, well, first thing I do, I say, well, I've spoken, and as far as I know, this is the way that it should be, and I'm going to stick with it. Now, we can change it. I'm flexible. But that still don't make what I'm saying wrong just because I change and go with the flow. But normally, I'm not going to change if I know I'm right. But that's not arrogant. That's just being for what's right, people. What I was saying is that a lot of times, now I know this is what I do. And I'm not going to share my secret, but I'm just going to tell you something I do. There's a test that I do with everybody. There's a test. I perform this test with every individual I come in contact with. I perform this test either early or late, but sometime in between, I'm going to do this test. And if this person, it's according to what this person does on this test, determines my position with that person. And it lets me know what type of person I'm dealing with, whether they be a respecter. And I try not to be. I understand, people, that we don't do everybody the same. I understand that. But that's a difference than being a respecter of person. When you become a respecter of person, you will look down on this one and bring this one up because of who they supposed to be. No, not me, the man. No. You don't mean no more than this man over here to me, or this woman, or this girl. You are no higher or lower than. In other words, I try to place. I do. God knows I do. I try to place everybody on a level playing field. And then what you do from there is up to you to determine my position or my stance toward you. And I got tests I have proven. I've done it over and over again. Matter of fact, I just done it here in the last 2 or 3 days. I performed a test just to see, has the mentality of the people changed? Guess what? No change. People. It's hard for people to change for the right. A lot of times we'll change in an instant for something wrong, but for what's right, nah. So I put out little acid tests that I try, and once I see where that person is, whether they're respective or whether their attitude has changed, then that determines where my stance is with them people. And I've seen it all over now. People, I can talk about the church more than anything because that's what I'm dealing with more than anything. On my computers and the church, that's what I deal with. Music, computers, and the church. That's my main subjects, and I deal with them more than anything else. So therefore, my conversation mostly going to be about those 3 things. But what I'm saying is, when people try to get me to do certain things, matter of fact, I've been asked to do some things recently, and I was considering it. But after performing the acid test, it makes me just a little bit more reluctant to go that route because, see, I see people haven't changed. People haven't changed. The demeanor is the same. Their stance is still the same. Once I'm going to tell you something, people, I think I did a video about this here a long time ago. Not too long time ago, but it hasn't been that long. But you got to be careful. The same mouth that'll praise you, the same mouth will turn around and curse you. Remember, Jesus, they told him Hosanna on that Sunday. And then they turned around and said crucify him on that Friday. You got to be careful. Sometimes people will try to egg you and bait you until you make a move. And then there it is, they show you their true color. But see, you can know their true color, but let's do the acid test. And you do the acid test. Now, yours may be different than mine. I'm keeping mine to me. But if there are certain things, it's certain questions I may ask a person. Has nothing to do with anything relative to the thing that we're talking about. But I would ask these questions just to see what answer I get. I will ask something that's totally off the wall, or may not come right out with it, just to see what type of stance the person will take. But if I see respecter, oh brother, the warning sign goes off like Will Robinson, that robot. Warning, Will Robinson, warning. These are the things that the Holy Spirit gives us, the wisdom to make our choices in life, people. This is what I believe. And he's given everybody a measure of faith. We know that. But so you use, in other words, my cousin, he's a minister, Michael Walker. I'm going to call his name. Michael Walker, pastor. And as a matter of fact, I did a little plan for Reverend Walker at 2 different churches and during my ministry in this area. And it was something that he always said, and I never forgot it. Me and him was speaking of some things here a few years back. And he always said, he said, Ernest. In other words, that's my name, Mitty Man, but I mean Ernest. He said, Ernest, he said, let me tell you something. He said, whenever you're going to do something, if you're not at peace with it, don't move. Don't move. Until you get at peace. He said, until you get the peace, don't move. Because see, if you're not at peace with it, that means that God hadn't spoken. So in other words, this is what I'm going to tell my cyber friends and all of you, that I feel that that's all right. I know who with me and I know who not. I mean, I got that. I got that taken care of. But what I'm saying is, I'm telling all of you if you're not at peace with something, don't move. Because if you can't find peace, it's not God. So that's for all your decision making and anything that you are trying to deal with at that particular time. Wait until you get peace. If you get peace, you can move on. That's God. But I just thought that I would just take a little break this morning. Believe it or not, I'm a little exhausted. I've been working on computers for the last 3 days. I mean, totally, like almost 24/7, getting a few hours of sleep and getting right back up at it. But I thank God for it as it is, because it could be another way. This is what I do. So I'm going to say, confidence in church folk. You don't put confidence in church folk. You can put Some confidence, I believe, in certain people that have proven themselves worthy. In other words, they have proven themselves to be authentic. Because believe it or not, I'm not talking about Christian, but I'm talking about church folk will fool you. Church folk will let you down. Remember that. If you don't have peace with it, don't move. This is Mitty Man saying whatever you get into. If God's not in it, it's best that you come out of it because it's going to come to nothing. This is Mitty Man saying peace. Goodbye.